Happy Monday morning, everybody. It's the 23rd of November. We are Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm Joe Neighbour and I'm joined by Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
What are you doing over there?
All the way over there?
That was me. I pressed the wrong button.
I quite like it.
Steve looks like he's auditioning for Bond, the next Bond film.
Yeah, do you like
Good
it?
morning.
It is smart. Looks very good.
Is it Lycra?
It can be whatever you want it to be.
Lovely. Everybody have a good weekend?
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, we went for a little dog walk along Mersey Beach.
Nice.
Mersey Beach.
Mersey Beach.
Lovely, lovely.
Whereabouts is that?
It's just up the road. It's about 40 minutes. It's sort of like if you go from Whittam just straight across to the coast. So
nice.
yeah, not far. Yeah,
Lovely.
So a lot of people, quite busy.
Yeah, the woods are super busy around here. Nothing else for anything to do, so it's so boring.
Yeah.
And we got another week and we're out, or
Just over another week. Yeah.
10 days or something.
Oh God, painful. Anyway, we'll find out more about what's going on in the UK later today with the Boris Johnson press conference. I'm not exactly sure of the time, but it's later today, and he's going to outline the rules for what we can expect for unlocking, and also what it's going to mean for Christmas as well for families. So we'll all be watching that, no doubt. Looking at markets this morning, it's a fairly buoyant start for stocks, and particularly looking at currencies. It looks like sterling's having a fantastic morning. I don't know if there's any news out about Brexit. I had a quick look at LiveScoop. I couldn't see anything specific, or maybe it's just a general reaction to AstraZeneca's findings in the final stage of their vaccine, which is saying it's 70% effective, and that's going to start being rolled out fairly soon, from what I gather.
Yeah.
Going to start delivering the vaccine from next month. Hancock said, NHS is on standby.
Okie doke.
I won't be at the front of the queue, that's for sure.
No, I don't think I'll be anywhere near that queue.
What happens if something does go wrong with it? I mean, because, all right, so they're going to give it to everybody over the age of 80 and people who've got ailments, but then next in line is all your doctors, all your nurses, all your care homes. What if it fucks everybody up and then we haven't got any doctors and nurses?
Yeah. That is a bit of a worry.
And then we've got a major vaccine and nobody to look after anybody.
Yeah, a bit of a surreal moment, I suppose.
Indeed.
I think there's a lot of people out there. Well, the medical professionals I've spoken to, of the few I know, I seem to be quite looking forward to the vaccine. I'm sort of like a little bit with you, E. I'm not, and Joe, I'm not sure whether I want to be the first in the line. But there's plenty of volunteers out there, so
yeah,
get about.
Literally,
exactly. I think some of the things are the long-term effects. You know, you always worry about things like this, and the fact that no one believes anything that anyone says anymore leaves you sort of like sitting in a little bit of a little bubble and thinking, what do I do? So I'm sure it will all come out in the wash. One of the concerns that I saw, I mean, a tweet today, again, could be completely fake news, don't know. AstraZeneca vaccine containing the lung tissue from the fetus of an aborted 14-week-old fetus. Basically, yeah. So, it's quite amazing how when you sort of like read into the depths of where this vaccine is coming from. I'm sure there's a lot of pro-life people and Christians out there who will think, that doesn't really sit well with me.
No. Vegetarians, vegans, they won't be up for that, will they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But who knows? I don't believe anyone anyway.
Well, that's us free out of it then.
I
said that's us free out of it then.
Yeah, exactly. You're
a strict Catholic, aren't you, Stevie?
Very strict, mate.
Okay, let's have a look at some charts then, shall we? So, as you mentioned, stocks are looking pretty buoyant this morning. Just looking around, looks like the DAX is off to a flyer, up 1.5%. FTSE 0.5%, CAC 0.7%. So all looking pretty rosy. Steve, what are the charts looking at from your point of view?
Yeah, I think we sort of finished off this. There's not much change really. Obviously, the weekly chart from Friday, we talked about FTSE, and this candle for last week is a shooting star candle. Ideally, you'll get confirmation with price action this week, and price action this week shouldn't really break above the high of last week, which is 64.65. We're trading about 90 points lower than that at the moment. And as you said, we got off to quite a nice start, open around 63.40, and we're up 30 points from there, so about 0.5% up. On the DAX side of things, as you said, it's broken above previous last 2 weeks highs, and that's looking promising to retest the 13,462.5 level, which was the swing high back in August. So it's a bit more of a positive start there. Obviously, the CAC is looking seems to be sort of leading the way in this charge. Although, if you look back, we've seen almost 100% retracement, obviously from the February swing lows, whereas in the CAC we're still just above, well, just hitting the 78.6% retracement. So it is a way behind, but it just feels like it's had a bit more of a impulsive move higher. The Dow, again on the weekly chart, finished with a shooting star candle. So I'd like to see what happens today with the price action before making any sort of like call on the week. But the gun to the head challenge will probably force me into the latter. On the Nasdaq, we still have this potential double top. I'm still thinking about the tech sector has had a really decent ride from the March lows, and potentially we're sort of like running out of a little bit of steam. Obviously, the lockdown, any lockdown sort of opening up, the economy opening up would lead to maybe a bit more of a tech drive higher, but maybe it's had its day. Don't know. The S&P.
We've got Black Friday and Cyber Monday coming up.
Yeah, and sort of obviously Black Friday is one of those days. There's many reasons why it was called Black Friday. One of the reasons was that it was the first day in the year that the actual retail traders were in the black. So that's
not the case for Amazon, is it?
No, well, I think yeah, exactly. I think the majority of retail traders, I suppose this is an old model which looked at the high street, and the majority of them, I think, are definitely not in the black at this point in time. So maybe it's a little bit too late, too little, too late for some of them. But yeah, I'm sure that online outlets will definitely have a whale of a time. So yeah, from the indice point of view, good start. I'm a little bit cautious about it, but I have been for a few weeks, and it's cost me dearly. So let's ignore Steve for a little while. Gold, obviously, we've got this again. We've got a potential double bottom on this chart. We need to see a break of 1965 for it to play out. So, and we're way down at 1871. So that the real area I'm watching is the 1850 level. A close and break below there, and we're in trouble. But if we look at previously what it's done from this level, we've got a decent reaction higher. So if from a long-term perspective, I'm bullish of gold. Should we just buy in around these levels with a stop below 1850? One other market I wanted to comment on was the copper market, and it's more of a long-term chart. This only goes back to 2011, unfortunately, but as you can see, we've got the it's blue as well. That's good. We've got these two lows here, and that basically is a potential double bottom. So we need to see a break and a close below $3.32 to confirm this double bottom. The measured move on this would be pretty decent as well.
Where's the super bullish?
Yeah, a break above there, and we'll be going. So where's the lows here? Around about $2, 330, so 120 onto there. About targeting around about $4.50 on that double bottom. Wow. So but obviously you could. Oh, let's get rid of that. You can see that this moving average convergence divergence chart, you can see this is moving lower. Ooh, is it going to let me draw a line? Please let me draw a line. Nice. While the price is moving higher, and that's bearish divergence. So that's warning of potential stall in the move, and either sideways or a move lower. But I think it could be temporary if we do get it. So initially, maybe selling in front of this level with a tight stop above to try and get some profit from a consolidative move. But the real level to watch is the break of it and the close above it, and that will be very bullish for copper. That's it.
Cool. Thank you, Steve. Ian, what's cooking on the FX side of things? You're on mute, mate.
It's because the kids are swearing in the background.
Oh, bloody kids.
Effing kids. I don't know where they get it from. This is the DAX, not the DAX, Wall Street, US 30. Got a confluence area here, but I've been looking at indices a little bit this morning, just because I fancy risk off this week, a bit like Stevie, but I don't know if we're going to get it quite yet. So I was looking. The only one that I can get something decent on, or half decent on, is the FTSE. Now, obviously, when you get sterling strength, as Joe's explained numerous times, FTSE has a tendency to dip lower. So even though we've seen other indices go aggressively higher this morning, this is sort of consolidating. We have got a gap that could potentially close, which is around about 63.57. But I think this is quite a good pattern for a potential reversal, 64.50. So I think we could see upside pressure, and a lot of the yen currencies, i.e. Euro yen and Aussie yen, are highlighting potential for a move higher. When you're looking at other risk assets with regards to currencies like Swiss franc, it looks pretty limited. So I think that we're going to get a potential move higher in stocks, but I don't think it's going to last. Dollar index, again, can't really get something sort of decent on this chart at the moment, but I do think that the dips are going to be eventually bought. We've got a gap open here. Gaps have a tendency to get closed. This is just a 30-minute chart, and it's a bit sort of broken record in the majors, as we said last week. I still think this is the pattern that everybody, if you're trading euro dollar, should be concentrating on, either buying dips down here or selling rallies here. And again, if we look to the daily chart, we're in no man's land, really. It's just trading sideways with spikes in both directions. So intraday trading pretty mixed, pretty volatile. But I think the long-term picture is still to the downside after a potential rally up. Cable, again, there's where is it? Scope for more buying, but got a sort of decent area up here. That should be a 4-hour chart. I'll put it on 2 hours. So a decent area up here at 134.40, 134.55. I think if we get up to those sort of levels, then it's worth a shorting opportunity. Reflecting that back onto euro sterling, there's nothing really in the way until we get down to these sort of levels, 87.75. I was going to talk about Swiss crosses. So New Zealand Swiss, I think, is quite interesting. There's a couple of levels up here that I think will stall some buying interest. We've got 63.55 on this time frame, which is a 1-hour chart, and this is why I like sort of breaking down time frames. We've got on this chart, which is 8 hours, we've got a completed crab, and then on this one, which is a 4-hour chart, we could see potential for a move up to here. But again, we've got, so there's basically 4 patterns, and all 4 patterns are bearish. It just depends which one of the 4 patterns is going to play out. So they've got a resistance zone here, and then a resistance zone up here as well. So it's very similar story for a lot of the commodity base currencies and then the risk currencies. So basically what has a tendency to happen is risk on, we buy New Zealand dollar, we buy Aussie dollar, and we sell Swiss and sell yen. That looks like it's still the case this morning, but I think the commodity currencies are going to be the first affected, and we will see a turnaround in New Zealand Swiss, New Zealand yen, Aussie Swiss, etc., etc.
Cool, thanks, Ian. So we have got Thanksgiving this week in the US, so we could see a drop off in volumes towards the latter end, and obviously we've got Black Friday at the end of the week as well. Typically, people tend to take the 2 days off, so they take the Thursday and the Friday off in the States. So expect a bit of a drop off in action potentially. In terms of other bits and pieces news wise, I've not seen a whole lot. I think there's a bit more going on between the US and China. There's a list of 89 Chinese aerospace companies that will be unable to access US technology exports due to their military ties. World leaders are talking about climate change as well. Obviously, hopes that Joe Biden will rejoin the accord after Donald Trump left it back, probably a couple of years ago now. I think that's pretty much it. I think you've got a pretty stacked calendar today from what I'm seeing. Lots of manufacturing services PMIs number out from France, Germany, Eurozone, UK, and the US today. All between sort of 8:15 to 9:30.
Yeah, and then we've got some. If you're trading Aussie dollar, just keep an eye out for that trade balance overnight at 1:30. Well, don't keep an eye out for it because you won't be awake, but
be aware of it.
Be aware of it. You might be awake if you're a raving lunatic, but.
So you'll be awake, eh?
Yeah, so he'll be awake.
Yeah. Only if I can't
Ian
sleep.
can watch it for you.
Send us an update on Telegram.
I'll send something out.
So, gun to the head stuff on Friday. It was a pretty flat day all in all. I think across all markets. Let's just get this screen here. So what do we have? We had 2 trades on the DAX. We went long and short of that. The short stopped out and the long made 0.18R. So really flat. And Ian, you had the biggest win on the day, which is a 6-tick win on dollar Swiss 0.4R. So lost a bit of money again. On a bit of a stinking run at the moment, as you can see there on the dip on the P&L, but markets haven't been particularly kind. Not really much follow through in either direction that's been helpful for us. So hopefully that will change today. As I say, we're expecting a quieter week. So if there's going to be any action, hopefully it'll be in the next couple of days. Who's got something ready for us? I'm really struggling, if I'm honest, to find anything that's interesting me. Has anyone got something ready?
I'll go with New Zealand Swiss, but I mean it's not at. Oh, sorry, Stevie, are you away?
No. You carry on.
I'll go for New Zealand Swiss, but it's not. This is the prime short level, 63.45. But I can't see anything that's any remotely close to triggers of where I would be in. So 125% of the whole formation. Saying, I'm trying to nick a bit, and I just a little bit. Here you go. I've got to put it's risk rewards pretty poor. 63.32, getting short of New Zealand Swiss. Stop at 63.58 with a target at 62.50. 3R.
Okay, thanks, Ian. Steve, you got something?
Oh yeah, I'll have a little go at Euro Sterling. We got this level here, which looking to break really. The momentum's quite strong this morning, so I'll go for a little bit of follow through on here. That didn't sound very nice, did it? So yeah, I look to target a move to this previous swing low. So 87.07, getting short at 88.76. 88.76, targeting a move to 87.06, and I'll have the stop at 88.91. Should I do it 91? No, I can't do it at 91. That's a bit silly. What can I? Oh, what am I doing? It all looks a bit wrong there. Oh, it's because I'm on a weekly chart. Let's get real. Right.
I'm not sure you
There
fancy
go.
that now, do you?
No, don't all of a sudden. What is that about?
Do you want to take a quick break while I have a go?
Yeah, you go first, Joe.
Okay. Can't make my mind up. I'm struggling really, but this is the DAX, so obviously looks super bullish. This has been the sort of price action for the last couple of weeks or so, gyrating in between this sort of wedge pattern. What I'm kind of interested in is this little break up this morning. We had a little poke above new highs, so we broke above the swing high from the 9th of November, but we've not managed to hold. So maybe that could trigger a bit of selling. I'm going to take a punt at that now. Sell at 13,269. Going to place a stop above the highs of this morning at 13,323. So really quite tight for the DAX. A stop there. I'm going to target a move down to here. These swing lows down here at 13,040. So 4.3R. That plays out from here. Ultra speculative because clearly the underlying trend is very strong, but just looking at this here for a potential false break to the upside, which may trigger a bit of selling in the very short term. So that's my trade of the day today.
Good luck.
Got something, Steve? Did I give you enough time there?
Yeah, I suppose so.
He's still going with it.
I'm still going with it. Oh, yeah. How does that look? Yeah, looks a bit better, I suppose. Yeah, I'm going short of euro sterling 88.77. The target is 88.07, 70 points, and stop will be at 88.91. Now, will it work now? Yes, 5-1. There you go.
Lovely. Okay, perfect. So we've got three trades there. We're selling DAX, we are selling euro sterling, and Ian, can you remind me what you were doing? I was too busy trying to find my own trade. Buying New Zealand Swiss.
Selling
New Zealand Swiss. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I think that means we can pretty much wrap it up for the day. Good luck if you are trading. Keep an eye out for those PMIs that will be out over the next hour or so, and we will be back tomorrow morning minus Steve.
Let's see. Maybe I'll try and make it for the open.
Guest appearance.
Sod off after that. Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a good day.
Cheers.
Yeah, Andrew.
See you later.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.